stories about casting out of demons ever. And, they were very happy about speaking in tongues
This
and
is
some of the other
so
gifts of the
fake.
Spirit. Not all of them.
Not biblical at
They
all,
had a lot
guys. There's so many
of love for,
stuff on
speaking in
this.
tongues, the normal Pentecostal experience. But I never learned about the casting out of demons and how prevalent it is in the New Testament as far as Jesus' ministry and what we are to continue. And I also didn't realize that it's so needed even in the church. I was taught, how most people are taught, that a Christian cannot have a demon. Christians can't be possessed. And I agree that Christians cannot be possessed, but that's the difference. You can have a demon versus the demon having you. And those are two distinct things, right? Being possessed means ownership, and you cannot be owned. If you are born again, you cannot be owned by a demon. That's just false. That doesn't make sense. And the problem is, the King James translation and a lot of the other translations use this phrase demon possessed. And that's really not what it is. There's phrases that mean having a demon. If you really study the Greek, there are phrases that uses a verb which is called daimonizomai, and that means to be demonized, which is kind of interesting, right? And so those are words that are used actually in the Greek, and it does not mean you're possessed by someone, okay? And I am so against that belief that you can be possessed as a Christian, but you can't have a demon. And that's where people get confused. They think that's the same thing, having a demon be possessed. And no, it's because you can have a demon, and that's a normal thing that happens to Christians, if you don't get those things dealt with. But a demon can't have you, because that means it owns you, and you're owned by Jesus Christ, right? And people always say, well, how could a demon dwell with the Holy Spirit? Well, they don't live in the same place. If you really want to be technical, the Holy Spirit dwells within your spirit. That's kind of a good way to put it, your spirit or your inner heart or something to that nature.
But he just said that Christians can't be demonized. So what is he talking about?
Your bodies, that's a plural.
The Holy Spirit is in believers.
English, right? And a lot of the translations, but in Greek,
and the demon can't
all your
be dwelt by the Holy Spirit.
So that's not really relevant in this case. But we're talking about demons where they're able to live, though. And so I didn't learn any of this stuff. I had to study. I studied a lot. I read a lot of books on this. But it all started when God said that he was going to teach me the modus operandi of the devil and know how he operates. And so from there, and that was 2013, it wasn't until 2016 that I really started casting out demons. And so I went through these 3 years of learning. And then I said, we need to apply these principles now. I need to apply. And I had to be persuaded, because again, I grew up, I didn't grow up, but since 16 years old, I was at a Pentecostal church that just didn't believe that a Christian could be demonized. And I saw so many people, fall by the wayside, if you will, that now looking back, I said, those people were demonized, because people prayed for them, but not for demons. They just prayed that, they wouldn't be so carnal and all this stuff. Now, carnality can lead to demonization, because you can open up doors and portals and all this stuff into yourself. So where do demons live then? That's the next question, because your spirit is sealed. You're sealed by the Holy Spirit according to the Bible. So you're protected there. But if you have a demon, you are not living your full life, and that's what's the problem. You can be a Christian, you can still be born again, you can still have the real Spirit of God, but you're not living a complete life, because Satan is holding you back. Okay?
Believers are dwelt by the Holy Spirit and not by demons. And a demon can't be inside a Christian. They can only oppress the Christian. They can't be inside.
Coming to you, probably.
The Bible tells us to submit to God, and the devil will flee.
Okay,
he doesn't teach us to cast out
work
demons.
For Satan, they come and they try to make their abode in
There's only like
yourself.
12 apostles that did
a
that.
demon can live in your body, and that's often manifested in sickness and different
was
things.
Able to do that.
The one time I did a deliverance on a lady, and
they don't
several
what the stuff they do.
Something before her ear
so-called casting out demons,
almost like a deaf
is
ear.
not biblical,
and it wasn't a deaf
it's not how
and
they did it in the
hear,
Bible.
But it was like something was in her ear, and she kept on mentioning this.
So this guy
and
is so fake, false.
All of a sudden, we did a deliverance
so
after
many
about
of these
maybe a
guys.
week of her having this problem. And during the deliverance of the spirit of stubbornness, that's what the one spirit identified itself, because this person received the deliverance. The spirit of stubbornness, when that